Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel of mprugs.com. My name is Mike. I'm the moderator in the series of videos that is all about Persian rugs and handmade carpets from around the world. I welcome you to our channel, and if you are new, this is all about Persian rugs. And for those of you that are our subscribers and our repeat watchers, wishing you all and your family the very best, especially during these crazy times. I'm taking the video here during the time of the drama, the unfortunate, the war that has broken out in the Ukraine. And for those of you that, if you're watching this video, if you have friends and family, no matter where you are in the world, there is, in my view, no place for war and hatred. So, having said that, I wish all of you the very, very best. But in this video, I want to talk to you about something that I have been getting a lot of questions about. And this is really something that people have asked me about, well, pretty much since as far back as I know. And that is about Persian rugs, Oriental rugs. What exactly defines a Persian rug? What exactly is an Oriental rug? And why are they sometimes not only interchangeable, but the names are oftentimes the same? And it's really confusing. And so for those of you that are knowledgeable about Persian rugs, this is going to be a video where I'm going to show you examples of Persian rugs, Oriental rugs, how sometimes they're intertwined, but it's really for those of you that are new to Persian rugs. You may have, either you are new to buying and collecting, or you may have inherited a piece, or you're just looking for information about Persian rugs. You may have gone to rug stores in large shopping centers or department stores, and you have seen some rugs that look like they're handmade, but you're just not too sure what's going on because of how they are described and everything. So if you are new to Persian rugs, this video will probably be of help to you. For those of you that are very knowledgeable about Persian rugs, well, you probably know enough to know the difference between the Persian rugs and the Oriental rugs. And so check out my other videos. But like I said, I want to give as much information as I can. And so what I did was I picked out 3 very common designs in Persian rugs and Oriental rugs, Oriental carpets. We have a fish pattern. It's called a Mahi design. We have a Persian one, and we have a Pakistani one. Then we have, at the bottom, we have what is known as a floral Faraji design. We have a Persian design. This is Persian. And here we have an Indian. Then we have a standard, very fine, with silk, black medallion piece. This is probably one of the most classic types of Persian rugs. And here we have the same. The difference between this piece, this is a Persian one, and this is a Chinese one. So we have, on my left, we have China, India, Pakistan. And on my right, we have 3 what is known as Persian. The Persian rugs, generally speaking, for the most part, we are talking about handmade carpets that are made in Iran. Although I'm going to put in a big asterisk next to the handmade Persian. For the last few years, unfortunately, for reasons I have yet to understand, the Iranian government has allowed the flourishing of machine-made Persian rugs. When you talk about a classic Persian rug, you are genuinely referring to handmade carpets made in Iran. We are not talking about machine-made rugs made in Iran. The key here is handmade. It never used to be an issue until, and I'm not going to get into the politics of it. I have my own very strong opinions about it, but this is not a place where I think I should be letting go of a whole bunch of vulgarity. But someone dropped the ball, in my opinion, and decided to allow machine-made rugs to flourish in Iran. And unfortunately, they're becoming more and more common. But when we talk about Persian rugs, like I said, we're generally speaking about Iranian rugs. When you oftentimes hear about Oriental rugs, you are genuinely referring to carpets that are non-Iranian made. Like I said, I got 3 examples here. And I also used these 3 examples on purpose because when you look at the back of their tags, what do the 3 Persian ones and the Chinese, Indian, Pakistani, what do they all have in common? They're all described as Tabriz rugs. Now, the city of Tabriz, which is in northwestern Iran, it's one of the main rug-producing areas of Iran. The rug weaving culture goes back centuries. Tabriz is also known as one of the most prolific when it comes to designs, when it comes to qualities, colors. And so, for example, in all 3 cases here, to my right, these are all Persian Tabriz rugs. Handmade, Iranian, which is Persian, Tabriz rugs. On my left, again, these are also classified as Tabriz rugs. But you have Pakistan, India, and China. So for you, as someone who's new to Persian rugs, when you go into a rug store, especially the ones when you can kind of sort of tell. When you go in, very luxurious, very clean looking, you got yourself a guy coming up who's dressed up in anything but me. You notice he's not going to be approaching you probably in a pair of jeans and a comfortable shirt. No, shirt and tie type of guy. Very glamorous, very fabulous store. When you walk in and you're going to see all stacks of rugs and everything, chances are they're going to be offering you what I have on my left. The Pakistan, India, and China. Much more profitable, much cheaper. And you can fill up a store with a whole lot less money than you could if you went with the high-end, the fine, the genuine handmade Persian rugs. And keep in mind, 9 out of 10 rugs that are sold around the world are the lesser expensive. If you go into department stores, home improvement stores, if you go into rug stores, especially the ones that you find in shopping centers and malls, 99% of what they sell in the stores is right here on my left. These are the mass-produced rugs. Yes, they are handmade, but they are mass-produced, fairly inexpensive. For example, you can have a Persian Faraji. Well, I'm just going to actually use the Mahi here as an example. You got a $2,000 rug. You got a $300. $2,300. This is something that you should be able to find at, like I said, any department store. This is something that you can get in most home furniture stores, most carpet stores. This is an average typical rug. It has the Mahi design. It's a real nice piece. It's handmade. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. But they're going to be selling it to you as hopefully not a Persian rug. Because even though they look similar, this is a genuine Persian. This is what is known as Oriental. This is a rug that is made in Pakistan. And oftentimes they use a lower quality silk. Sometimes they even use synthetic silk. Polyester sometimes is used, viscose. You can go on and on. But when you talk about genuine Persian rugs, you're talking about general natural wool and the natural silk. In the old days, it was all pure vegetable dyes, although that is, in the last 30, 40 years, it has become more of a mix of vegetable dyes and commercial dyes, versus in the Indian, Pakistan, and the Chinese rugs, it's all basically 100% commercial dyes, simply because it's cheaper. It's all about cost. This is why, for example, I'm just going to, and the reason why I'm going to be getting behind the close-ups here in a minute, but the reason why I wanted to take the video from the distance, you can actually see, I want you to take a look at the silk in these two rugs. You notice to my left, it is much shinier. It is much more just amazing looking. Whereas the one on my right, this is actually the genuine Tabriz rug. But you will see that it is much duller. The silk, it's nowhere, it doesn't look like it's as luxurious. But here's the difference. You got 200 knots per square inch, for example, on the Indian rug. You have 400 on this Tabriz rug. The Tabriz is a lot finer and many times more expensive. This is all natural stuff. This is all, well, it's a combination. The shininess and the silk, that's bamboo silk. And for those of you, it's so much cheaper and it is so easier to literally make silk out of bamboo. And it's really not silk, but by the time the way it's processed, it becomes silk. And that's why, even though customs, when we go to purchase the rugs, this is classified as a woolen silk rug. But I'm putting the silk in quotations here. This is actual silk, but there is not a lot of it in it. If there was all silk, it would be much, much more expensive. And the same thing goes with the Chinese versus the Persian that I got in the back. So I wanted you to know, when you talk about Persian and Oriental rugs, Persian, generally speaking, we were talking about handmade Iranian rugs, versus Oriental rugs, we're talking about non-Persian. But these names have become so intertwined, they are so used interchangeably, that I want you to ignore what you are being told, and I want you to focus on the facts. Every rug that you typically buy comes with a receipt or paperwork, some sort of tag. Take a look at the country. The country must be stated. Very important. Whether it's on the paperwork, whether it's on the tag, whether it's on the receipt. So when they say, we're going to sell you an Oriental rug or a Persian rug, doesn't matter. I have seen plenty of instances where people have sold Persian rugs, but the carpets were actually made in India. And so, like I said, I just wanted you to know. Take a look at the back of the rug. That will probably tell you right then and there whether it is a genuine Persian or whether it is a rug that is made elsewhere. So that was the first part of the video. Now, for those of you who are new to Persian rugs, I'm now going to do what I always do, get behind the camera. I'm going to just zoom in a little bit on the rugs and show you a little bit about the differences, because this is also something I get a lot of questions about. So for those of you, again, if you're new to Persian rugs, you may enjoy this. Also, if you really like Persian rugs and if you're new to our channel, please feel free to click that subscribe button below. It really helps us out. Like I said, yes, I've grown up in the Persian rug business, but this YouTube channel, it's really something that I enjoy doing. I enjoy answering your questions. So, like I said, if you want to subscribe, it would definitely help us out. And, but anyways, I'm going to do now what I always do. I have explained a little bit about the topic. I've talked about what it is that, for those of you that are new to Persian rugs, of what it is that we're going to be doing. So now, as always, I'm going to get behind the camera, and then after that, I'm going to come back to you and say my final goodbyes. So I'll see you again here in just a minute. So here I'm back again from behind the camera as always. And just to give you just a basic, real quick overview, on my left is the Persian, the genuine Tabriz rug. On the right side are what is generally classified as the Oriental carpets. We have both Mahi designs. And I'm just going to use this as a perfect example. I want you to take a look at the coloring, and you can tell by the camera, both of these are taken from the light side. It doesn't really matter on the light or dark side. The main reason why I did so was because I wanted you to look at this. This is from about 1 meter, about 3 feet away. And you can see how the one on the right shines more so than the one on the left. It looks like it's more luxurious, while the one on the left is actually twice as fine as what's on the right. And as I always do, I would tell my clients, you know what, the easiest way to do it is you take a look at the knots per square inch. I'm just going to flip them over, put them side by side, and you can see how this the Pakistani Mahi rug has half. This is about 200 knots per square inch. This is about 350. And so there is a big difference also in the way that the rugs are woven. Here is Pakistan, and I always tell people the easiest ways for me to identify the rug is to look at this type of a picture right here of the corner, because this tells me front and back what type of weave it is. And here is the Persian. So when I always tell people, when you send me a picture of a rug and you're not sure what you have, take a picture of the corner. The way the fringes are made, this is a telltale sign. Non-Persian, this is one of the Persian. There are, of course, many other different ways, but this is what I look for. So, but again, you can see when I get pictures, I can tell just by looking at the picture whether I'm probably going to be looking at a genuine piece or a fake one. And fake meaning, is it a genuine Persian rug or is it an Oriental rug? And again, I am not bad-mouthing. There is absolutely nothing wrong with having a beautiful Oriental rug. As you can see here, on my right, Oriental, on the left, Persian. There is a huge price difference. One is like a Mercedes and the other one is like a Toyota. That's the best way for me to put it. And I'm not gonna, you got a rug that can be selling for $1,500. You got a rug that could be selling for $5,000. So to me, it's not fair to compare the two, other than to point out that both of them are described as Tabriz. One is made in the city of Tabriz. The other one was simply made with the Tabriz design. This is an Indian-made rug. chances are the weavers who made it never once been to Iran. So I just wanted you to be aware of it. Also, as I mentioned to you, you can see how the silk just shines at you right there. I mean, this is just amazing. But this is not natural silk. It feels very soft. Whereas this right here is actual silk. And the difference is this right here is all natural. So there you have it. I wanted you to get a basic idea whether it is, and then the same thing with, we got the black medallion piece here, and we have the Chinese piece here. But again, these are all Tabriz rugs that I have shown you. So I hope I was able to help you as far as explain to you a little bit about the difference between the Oriental and the Persian rugs. So I'm going to come back to you right now and say my quick goodbyes to you. So here I am back again. I hope you enjoyed this video, especially for those of you who are new to Persian rugs. This is one of many videos that we put on our YouTube channel. Sometimes I talk about specific types of Persian rugs or carpets from around the world. Other types, like in this case, I try to be as general as I can be. I get a lot of questions from our subscribers when they typically email me by visiting me at mprugs.com, or they leave questions in the comment section. Try to get back to you as much as I can, as quickly as I can. So again, if you're into Persian rugs or if you enjoyed the channel, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. I want to thank you for watching. I wish you the very, very best, especially, like I said, during these crazy times. And I look forward to coming back to you with many more videos to come as time goes on. Take care and best wishes. Bye-bye.